What if the greatest act of love isn't protecting someone from every hardship, but giving them the strength to face life on their own? Before we continue, here's a small request. If you're enjoying this story, please like, follow, and subscribe to stay connected and never miss a new story. The parents who learned that love means letting go. In a peaceful countryside town, Michael was born into a home filled with endless love and care. From the very moment he entered the world, his parents made him the center of their lives. Every smile on his tiny face brought them happiness, and every tear made them feel responsible for taking away his pain. They promised themselves that as long as they were alive, Michael would never have to experience the hardships they had faced while growing up. As he entered childhood, they devoted every moment to making his life as easy as possible. Whenever he struggled to tie his shoes, they tied them for him. If he found a school assignment difficult, they quietly finished the hardest parts themselves. Whenever he wanted to quit something because it seemed too difficult, they encouraged him to stop instead of pushing him to continue. If he dropped something, they picked it up. If he forgot something, they reminded him before he even realized it. Every challenge that appeared in front of him disappeared because his parents removed it before he could face it. To them, this was love. They believed protecting him from failure would make him happier and give him the best possible future. Years passed, and Michael grew into a polite, intelligent, and kind young man. But although he had gained knowledge, he had very little confidence in facing life's unexpected difficulties alone. Whenever a decision had to be made, he looked toward his parents. Whenever something went wrong, he waited for someone else to fix it. Even the smallest problems made him anxious because he had never learned that struggle is a natural part of growth. His parents continued helping him without realizing that every problem they solved for him was a lesson he never got the chance to learn. One quiet evening, as the family sat together watching the golden sunset spread across the countryside, Michael's parents looked at him with pride. They smiled as they spoke about everything they had done for him over the years. They believed they had given him the perfect life by protecting him from every disappointment. As they sat in silence, Michael's father noticed a family of ducks swimming peacefully across a nearby lake. Watching them reminded him of something he had learned many years earlier. He gently pointed toward the ducklings and said that when they are very young, they stay close to their mother because that is where they feel safest. In the beginning, they depend on her completely. But after a short time, the mother allows them to enter the water on their own. At first, they struggle to keep themselves afloat. They flap their tiny feet, splash the water around them, and appear frightened. Yet they keep trying. Little by little, they discover that their own bodies already possess everything needed to swim. The very struggle that frightened them becomes the reason they grow stronger. If their mother never allowed them to experience those first difficult moments, they would never discover their own ability to survive. Those words settled deeply into both parents' hearts. For the first time, they realized that although they had always acted out of love, they had unknowingly prevented Michael from discovering his own strength. They understood that comfort can become a quiet prison when it never allows a person to grow. The following morning, they made a decision that was difficult but necessary. They would continue loving Michael with all their hearts, but they would no longer remove every obstacle from his path. Instead of solving every problem, they would encourage him to find his own solutions. Instead of preventing every mistake, they would allow him to learn from each one. At first, the change was not easy. Michael became frustrated when things didn't work the first time. He experienced disappointment, failure, uncertainty, and moments of self-doubt. There were days when he wished someone would simply solve everything for him like before. But his parents remained patient. They offered guidance without taking control. They gave encouragement without removing responsibility. Slowly, something remarkable began to happen. Each challenge Michael overcame made him a little stronger than before. Every mistake taught him wisdom that success never could. Every failure became a lesson instead of a defeat. He learned patience while working toward difficult goals. He learned responsibility by accepting the consequences of his own choices. He learned confidence because every obstacle he conquered reminded him that he was more capable than he had ever believed. As months turned into years, the hesitant young man gradually transformed into someone who could stand firmly on his own feet. He no longer feared challenges because he understood that every challenge carried an opportunity to grow. His parents watched this transformation with quiet pride. They finally realized that real love had never been about carrying someone through life forever. Real love was about preparing them for the day when they would have to walk alone. They understood that no parent can protect a child from every storm, every disappointment, or every hardship. But they can give them something far more valuable than constant protection: the strength to face those storms with courage, wisdom, resilience, and confidence. And in that realization, they discovered that the greatest gift they had ever given Michael was not an easy life, but the ability to build a meaningful one through his own determination. Real love is not about removing every obstacle from someone's path. It is about helping them develop the strength, wisdom, resilience, and confidence to overcome those obstacles on their own. Life will always present challenges that no parent, teacher, or loved one can remove forever. Every person eventually reaches a moment when they must make their own decisions, face their own fears, and continue their journey without someone constantly leading the way. Those who have been allowed to struggle, learn, fail, and rise again carry a strength that can never be given by comfort alone. They carry the confidence that no matter what life places before them, they have the courage to face it and the determination to keep moving forward. In the end, true love is not measured by how many burdens we carry for someone else, but by how well we prepare them to carry their own. That is the greatest gift anyone can ever receive, and the greatest legacy anyone can ever leave behind. This is the end of the story.